This podcast is conducting a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
The end of the world as you know it is upon us. You, however, have won yourself a one-way ticket out of here. Hold aboard your very own personal space cruiser with completely personalisable AI interface.
Mark Wahlberg, but it has to be the Marky Mark version.
Horror legend Elvira.
Matt Berry. Gotta be Matt
Early
Berry.
90s Cindy Crawford, but I'm probably going to have the voice of maybe Peter Kay.
And don't forget, you also get to take 6 things with you. That's 6 of anything in the entire world.
Okay, so I'm gonna take chips back.
My Jurassic Park pajamas.
Yeah, all of the books, all of the porn.
The Blues Brothers in some form of media.
A Game Boy with Tetris.
See, I'm asking about the mystical creature because I was going to take a Pegasus.
I've got to take a lifetime supply of baklava.
Dry potatoes and soggy meats.
So strap in, strap on, pack your bags, and let that effing show take you on an Armageddon vacation.
To see all that F-King show information and social media links, go to TotalCultZone.com.
Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Curtis, Cruz, Mendez, Dogg, Gray, Glenn, Hawke and Washington. Today we're in the office with 2001's Training Day.
Hello everyone and welcome to another action-packed instalment of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, I'm Planty, and I'm a rookie biatch.
And I'm John, and I'm an old man with a sore back. But I'm back.
Guess who's back? Back again. It's John's back. It's not his friend. How you doing, mate? How you feeling?
I'm alright. It's a little bit. I felt like an old man, and I missed doing the show last week. The only thing that was keeping me going was actually watched this a few times because I was laid up in bed. So happy days.
Jesus, I was only able to watch it once. I know that I go on about this film and really liking this film, and now I've had to watch it again. It's not all that. It ain't all that at all. It is shoddily written. It is hastily edited.
The best lines are improvised.
Yeah, Denzel, of course, is just a fucking genius.
Yeah.
We love him. He is arguably, possibly one of the greatest actors working today still.
Well, it's certainly his Oscar nominations speak for themselves because he's the highest. He's got the highest amount of nominations for any.
I think he is. Yeah,
black actor.
I'll put him up there with Stephen Graham because I think Stephen Graham's pretty close. That's an outspoken view.
Honestly,
Stephen Graham.
As much as everybody's listening, going Stephen Graham, that guy is absolutely phenomenal. The fact that he's dyslexic and he gets his missus to read all his scripts to him, it blows my mind. The fact that he can do all those things, it's total inspiration.
So this week, of course, John, we are talking about what?
2001's Training Day.
Training Day. Now, this, of course, is February. It is the month of the Academy Awards. So we decided to pick stuff that had been nominated for awards, albeit one, maybe two. In this case, it was nominated for 2. Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. It won 1, and that was Denzel for Best Actor. He was up against Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind. Never seen it all the way to the end. I Am Sam, Sean Penn. Jesus, that's a film we're never going to talk about.
No.
Problems. Will Smith as Muhammad Ali in Ali.
All right, I forgot about that.
Great film, so had I. Tom Wilkinson in The Bedroom.
Yep, remember that.
Which is very good. Best Supporting Actor, Ethan Hawke. Ben Kingsley's Sexy Beast. It's a future episode. We're doing it. We're doing it this year.
You're desperate to do that, aren't you?
I am desperate to do it. God, Don is awful. He's a horrible character. Yeah. Sir Ian McKellen, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. John Voight, that bastard, as Howard Cosell in Ali. Not even very good as Howard Cosell, to be honest. But it was won by one of our own, Jim Broadbent.
Oh, the old Broadbent.
The old, a great big bushy beard.
I just remember him from bloody Del Boy. He was in one of the early episodes, wasn't he?
The Gween Gween Gwass of Home.
God.
Quaying. That was the one. Obviously, we've covered a few films that we could have been talking about, but what non-Oscar fodder could we have been talking about?
I was going to start with Amelie, but I think that was nominated for something, wasn't it?
Amelie's, best foreign language film.
Yeah. But we'll go with the dross. So we've got Wedding Planner. Yay! Sweet November, which is bloody weird, which is Charlize Theron, if I remember, just gone through Men. Does that ring any bells?
Right, okay. None whatsoever, mate, no.
Monsters Ball, that was nominated as well
that's
for something,
a tough watch. Yeah, Halle Berry
It'll be
was
the
nominated.
dreariest film ever.
Yeah.
Joyride.
Is Joyride the one where the truck's chasing them?
Aye, that's the one. Candy cane.
Oh, man. I only watched that for the first time last year, and that is great.
That's good, isn't it? It's good.
So much
Candy cane. That's him that's Wild Bill, wasn't it? That was doing the voice. Candy cane.
Yeah. And one of the guys is one Paul Walker.
And the other one is Zach. Oh, he's in everything, wasn't he, at one point?
The guy that plays the voice of the ape that was tested on in the final Planet of the Apes film. They keep calling him Bad Ape. All he knows his name is as Bad Ape.
Name's Zach something.
Sad.
Oh, what annoying.
Yeah, that guy. Anyway.
And last but not least, Ocean's 11, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Ocean's 11, future episode, alongside great 2001 film, Super Troopers.
Super Troopers, Jesus.
I bloody love Super Troopers. The snazberries taste like snazberries. Do you boys like Mexico? But we're not here to talk about those. We're here to talk about trading. And again, I'm just going to put it out there. Not as good as I remember it being. Quite hard to note, this one, I've got to say. So my notes are a bit all over the shop. Stick with me, John. It might well be worth it.
You got some gems in there. You got some gems.
Listeners, if you don't know, if you've not been paying attention for the last 60 odd episodes, we're going to go through some things that we've researched and learned as we talk through the film, put them together. Hopefully we'll come up with 100 things. John, shall we?
Let the games come on.
Right, Ethan Hawke wakes up at 5 a.m. He's this character Hoyt. Right, now I've got to be honest, two characters whose names I kept getting wrong all the way through. I kept mixing up Hoyt and Harris because it's a cardinal sin for me. It's a James Cardinal sin that you should not call two of your characters by the same letter, start letter than name.
Yeah.
Anyway,
unless it's Peter Parker.
Oh no! Well, no, alliteration's fine, but it's not Peter Parker and Pie and Pan, is it? And Proctor Page, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's not. So, anyway, enough of my problems of noting. So he's got a wife and he's got a tiny baby. He's a cop and he's on this big assignment and he's beginning today.
Yep.
He gets a phone call from this gaffer. It's like, meet me in the coffee shop at 10 a.m. He's like, well, are we not going to do the morning meeting?
The roll call.
The roll call. That's it.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we don't do the roll call.
I noticed that. Did you look that up straight away?
No, I did not, John.
So I looked it up. Turns out they don't. Well, they've got their own version of the roll call, but they don't go in and do the roll call in the morning. And the police are not referred to, or the beat cops are not referred to as the patrol fairies.
All right, okay.
So I checked all that out. But detectives do not need to be in at the roll call.
Handy. You got up at 5 a.m. for a 10 a.m. start, and that you've got to feel for the guy, you know. Or you know that's your day, like 5 hours in already, isn't it?
Pretty much, and he hasn't even changed their nappy yet. It was just straight up. Yeah. And I know it's Ethan Hawke, but with his wife, he was definitely punching, wasn't he?
So, funnily enough, the actor that plays his wife in this is Charlotte Ayana. She was former teen Miss USA in 1993.
Of course, she was. You could just tell with the big blue eyes, couldn't you?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He was punching. So he goes to this diner, and I think this cafe is amazing, by the way. I'm well into this. Proper greasy spoon. We meet Denzel. He's the gaffer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Alonzo Harris. So he's Detective Alonzo Harris.
Yeah, just sit and read a paper.
Yeah, and he sits down. And as he sits down, all I could spot was this bottle of sauce on the side, A1 sauce. So I looked into it, and it's a brown sauce made by Kraft Heinz in the US, produced from 1861 in, wait for it, John, the UK.
What?
It's a British product, and I've never seen
never
it
heard
on
it
our shelves anywhere.
No, never heard it in my Nelly Puff.
Yeah. This one's contentious, by the way. In the A1 in the United States was the subject of a trademark dispute between then owners RJR Nabisco and Arnie K of Westport, Connecticut, whose International Deli was producing and selling its own recipe condiment under the name A2 sauce.
Brilliant.
What a boy. In 1991, the United States District Court for Connecticut found in favour of Nabisco.
No.
So basically, fuck the small man. Yeah.
That's it. It's true what they say, though. The first one's always better than the second, isn't it? In most cases.
So, with that in mind, John, because we've already learned so much about sauces, how about a quiz on sauces?
Let's do it, you saucy wee minx.
You see, you've missed it, haven't you? You've missed some stupid
I really
quizzes.
have.
Okay.
I really have.
So I'm gonna tell you the name of a sauce, and you need to tell me which country it's from.
Okay.
All right. We'll start nice and easy with banana ketchup.
Banana ketchup.
Banana ketchup.
See, I don't want to be pigeonholing anywhere, but I'd go more. I'd say that was like. I'm trying to think of somewhere tropical.
Are you mixing up with lilt? That's the totally tropical taste.
I'm going to go with banana ketchup has got to be somewhere in South Africa.
It isn't. It's in the Philippines, John.
Oh, see,
it does exactly what it says on the tin.
Philippines?
Philippines.
Jesus. Right, go for it.
Number 2, chamula. Chamula.
Chamula sounds Italian.
Oh, a little bit further south. North Africa.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Monkey gland sauce.
Fuck off, really? I'm going to say China.
Monkey gland sauce. South Africa. It includes chutney, Worcester sauce, mustard, wine, and ginger. Comeback sauce. Don't, listeners, don't.
Amsterdam. I'd say.
Go on. Huh?
Comeback sauce.
Comeback sauce.
Australian.
Oh, America, specifically from Mississippi. It's a rich and creamy salad dressing. Sounds like fucking ranch to me.
It really does, and it sounds rank.
Yeah. 2 more. Rank sauce. Salsa golf.
Spain.
Very close. Very close. Argentina. Apparently, Nobel Prize-winning chemist Luis Federico Liloya came up with this chilled sauce at a golf club in Argentina. He wasn't happy with their shrimp cocktail, apparently. It sounds fancy. It's basically ketchup, mayonnaise, and lemon juice, making it similar to other sauces. But Argentinians throw in, like, cumin and that.
Where did he invent it? Did you say a golf course?
A golf club. Yeah, he wasn't happy with his golf club sauce.
Did he want it on his chips?
Jesus. He was having it for his tea.
Oh, you sod.
On his open-faced club sandwich. Anyway, that's a Simpsons.
That's enough
joke.
of that.
Last one. Huli sauce. Think about it, John. Hawaii. So next time you grill chicken or ribs, throw on this pineapple, soy, brown sugar, ginger. It's basically a barbecue sauce that translates to turn. Not that song by the Byrds from 2 weeks ago, by the way.
Right, okay.
Yeah, there you go. How'd you like them apples?
That might be nice.
That sounds sexy, doesn't it?
Hopefully it doesn't make my stomach turn.
Hey. He's here all week.
You missed me, really.
I know, we did. I've just come across some of the notes I missed. This is a Village Roadshow Pictures film. Oh, by the way, John, you got one there.
Oh,
big fan.
I'm actually quite surprised at that. I just didn't want to be racist.
Too late. Village Roadshow Pictures was founded in 1986, responsible for The Matrix, the Lego movie, and that Joker film that everybody except me loves. Achieved 34 number one films, 19 Academy Awards, and 6 Golden Globes.
Right. Wow. Jesus.
Not bad.
Done all right, isn't he?
Not bad at all. Absolutely. So he asks him, you're right, he's reading this paper and he doesn't want him to disturb the paper. And he says, tell me a story. Very much like Max Bygraves, tell me a story. That's a reference for nobody. Everybody that's a reference for is dead.
Or dying.
He tells this story about this DUI stop with his female partner. They run the plates and find 500 grams of meth and guns. He's not impressed, is he, Harris? No. He's not impressed one bit. And he's like, yeah, so were you fucking her?
Yeah. You give it to her, didn't you?
Says, did you have her liquor license? And I was like,
I've seen that. No, that was bad.
I mean, no, come on, stop objectifying. But they pulled over on the DUI. We've talked about DUIs before, John, specifically hangover episodes.
Yep. Drunk under the influence.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit more detail. In the UK, the drug driving laws were amended in 2015. Changes now include a new roadside testing kit, which should detect the presence of cocaine and cannabis and a suspect's saliva, and zero tolerance limits for a number of illegal drugs. Limits were also set for certain prescription medications, just as well you weren't driving with your bad back.
Yeah.
In the US, in some states, intoxicated person may be convicted of a DUI in a parked car if the individual is sitting behind the wheel of the car, which is much the same in the UK. If the engine's on, you can be fined at least. And you deserve to be.
Oh,
That's my view.
Yeah, you're intending to drive. If you're sitting behind there and you've got the engine on, you're going to go.
Exactly. He's not impressed at all. They get there and the car's been ticketed and he just rips it up, doesn't he?
Oh, what a car.
Well, it was gorgeous, wasn't it?
It was so beautiful, wasn't it? It was so beautiful.
Did you spot it?
Yeah, I've got it down as a 1979 Chevrolet Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
But with hydraulics fitted.
Yes.
And I wondered, I was out of interest, I just wondered how much it would cost to get something like this done. And this blew my mind a wee bit because you get basically the hydraulics raise and lower the car, you push a button. But if you're looking to get one, starting cost for a one-cylinder DIY kit is $600, right? But if you want the car to jump, the price will jump up to $1,500. But it's because they enter them into hopping competitions. So you can actually enter your car into hopping competitions. I couldn't believe this was a thing. I thought it was all for show, but apparently it has some. Well, obviously it gives you a smoother ride, but yeah, you can pretty much jump your car if you need to. Like
absolutely,
Kit. Like Kit.
just like Kit, just like all the ones that we knew in the TV shows. The 79 Monte Carlo Chevy was produced 1969 to 1987, and then had a resurgence 94 to 2007. The 95 body style was a favourite in NASCAR circuit and enjoyed considerable success at the track. Car captured several NASCAR Manufacturer Cup awards until it was once again discontinued from production in 2007.
Oh, beautiful to look at.
And because there's absolutely no doubt that we are on the same wavelength, not just for the things we're looking up into, but also the things that interest us. I got a big wad of stuff on hydraulics right now. So, your cars like this that have been lowered are known as lowriders.
Yep.
You know where I'm going to go with that eventually.
Yeah.
The problem with a lowrider is things like speed bumps, bad roads, things like that make the driving
treacherous. Yeah.
To say the least. So to solve these problems, they've installed the hydraulic lift kits that allow adjustable height. So they use electric hydraulic pumps, which is what you've said, and normal hydraulic cylinders. So those raise and lower the vehicle as required.
Yeah.
Originally, one 12-volt or 24-volt pump driving all four wheels, it's now possible to find cars that have 4 pumps, one for each wheel, and 8, 10, or even 12 batteries to power them.
Jesus.
And this is what blew me away. Cars can hop up to 6 feet off the ground.
That's just no right. What purpose would you have getting that car 6 feet off the ground? That's crazy.
I don't know, crushing your enemies?
As soon as you see it fly, you think that's a transformer. It's going to turn into something.
It turns into a death trap.
Then crushes a kid.
Yeah. The song Lowrider is a 1975 song by show favourite War, All My Friends. Know the Lowrider. Peaked at number 7 on the Hot 100 singles chart in the US. Covered 1 million times. The ones that I discovered specifically yesterday, John. Barry White. As bad as it sounds. And I had completely forgotten that it's on that Korn album, Life is Peachy.
Oh, Jesus. Yes,
I hadn't thought about Korn in at least 3 years.
Yeah.
And in the last 24 hours, I've listened to all the albums back to back. Look, I love the sound of bagpipes. I'm an adopted Scotsman. Mm-hmm. Too much bagpipes on that shit. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, no one asked for that. They ruined it. Killed that cat. Yeah. It's also featured in 18 major motion pictures, this song, including Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke, Robots, and A Knight's Tale.
Oh, so it is. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. R.I.P. indeed. Yeah.
Oh, God. I thought it was all Queen in that bloody soundtrack as well. I forgot about that.
Robbie Williams pretending to be Freddie Mercury.
Oh, God,
yeah. No, you're all right, pal. Once he's jacked the hydraulics, he turns and he goes, "Today's a training day, Hoyt." And I went, "Way!" Because he mentioned the title of the film.
It. You love it, don't you?
And as they leave, as they're leaving, it's Next Chapter by Dr. Dre, which that, you know, that dun 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 dun. Oh, it
sets you right up, doesn't it? It sets you right up.
Yeah, of course it does. That 2001, that Dre album?
Yeah.
Every single song on that was a fucking
It was
banger.
everywhere as well, wasn't it? Literally was everywhere you went, but no, it was good.
It
Especially
felt like
this.
every song off of it was a single. It wasn't, but it felt like
it.
I think every song on it was good enough to be a single.
Because you know them all, and that's the thing, you know them all, so you think they were singles at one point, but not.
Yeah. That real Nelson Mandela problem with that album. Me, I just remember it all as being a single.
Hoyt says to him, "You didn't get that for the motor pool, didn't you? The car."
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So I thought a motor pool was basically just somewhere where they kept the cars, but it's not. Apparently, the motor pools are also used for maintenance, repair facilities, but also for emission testing. And if cars get crashed, they take them in there to pretty much check them out. So it's pretty much used for everything, including private cars as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so they can bring their own cars in and get them either tested or souped up.
Or fucked off hydraulics on it. Yeah.
Pretty much, aye.
Not to be confused with the Hackney pool.
Slippery wee bugger, isn't it?
It is very different. Please see our side piece, John's Kirsty's side piece,
that was brilliant.
podcast, which we will put in the show notes.
Good segue, mate. Good segue.
So they drive off, and Hoyt needs to forget everything he's learned in the Force, and he also needs to learn Spanish because it'll save him one day.
Yes.
Don't wear your wedding ring because you'll become a target. As soon as they find out you're married, they can use that against you.
I looked that up as well.
Yeah.
Did you look it up?
No.
So this blew my mind a wee bit. So it's up to the police officer if they want to wear the wedding ring, but anything could happen if it gets crushed in. Anything could happen with that ring. It's been caught, so I wouldn't wear it anyway. But the sense wearing expensive watches is a bad idea because the department will reimburse up to $50 if a watch is broken on duty. So you could have a cracking watch, but if anything happens to it, you're only going to get $50.
So you should be wearing a Casio.
You should be wearing your
80s Casio
yes,
one, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah. Anything under $50, it should be fine.
Fantastic. They stake out this informant, a 17-year-old character. Harris calls him a teammate. So you kind of, okay, I see he's got this kind of family kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
They spot this drug deal. They chase down these college kids. and they're in this like VW Beetle, like aren't they? This T1, as you pointed out a couple of weeks ago. Thank you very much. And these stoners driving in this car listening to Papa Roach, which really took me back.
That takes you right back, doesn't it? Takes you back to the early 2000s.
Last Resort was released as the album Infest's lead single on March the 7th, 2000. Jesus, it's really weird to say 2000 and not another number after it.
I know.
Number 57 on the Billboard Hot 100 in December of the same year. The album was triple platinum, which is quite something. And
I've seen him perform in the Glasgow Green.
Oh, did you? Yeah, it was shocking.
Well, bear in mind they had Marilyn Manson, they had Eminem there, so it was a big gig in the Green, but there was everybody was there. It was brilliant. So Papa Roach were there.
And now if you want to go and watch a band at the Green, you've got to go and watch Jerry Cinnamon.
I know.
Fuck me. Music for people who don't like music.
Well, it's just a sellout, man. Just a lucky guy anyway.
He says, don't come down here again, it's gang territory. I'll slap you and I'll have a gang run a train on your girl. I was like, ugh. He takes this weed and this pipe off of them and makes Hoyt smoke the pipe. Pulls a gun on him and explains if you don't do it in the hood, your wife will get a flag delivered when you're killed.
Yep. Did you look that up as well?
I did, yeah. You get a. I don't know. Did you see this about flags?
I knew about it anyway, but I don't know about it.
It's to honour the memory of in service of your country. United States flag also drapes the casket of a deceased veteran and a cop.
Because I thought it was just a army thing, like a military thing, but no, it's any of the services.
Pipers and that in Boston cop funerals, don't they? I think even if you're not Scottish or Irish, they just do it because it's Boston and everybody's Irish. Sorry, everyone's inverted commas Irish. Yeah, of course they are.
Oh no, somebody's Irish.
Yeah, they once had a pint of Guinness. So he smokes it and he coughs. He's you've not done it before. They drive on and Hoyt's properly tripping balls.
He's tripping out and everything's green.
Yeah. Harris admits he gave him something that wasn't what he was expecting, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He gave him PCP.
PCP. Yeah. PCP is angel dust.
Right, okay.
But it stays in your blood for up to 24 hours. It stays in your urine for 2 weeks and your saliva for 48 hours, but it stays in your hair. If you get any on your clothes, especially in your hair, it can be on there for 90 days. I
should be all right then, John, because I haven't got any hair.
But man, you got a lot of saliva.
Baby knows it. He says, you made a decision and you'll live with it. It's not like I put a gun to your head.
And he just went, ha.
Now, they arrive at this character's house, don't they? And this guy's name, I struggled with a couple of times because they called him a few different things. He was Roger, wasn't he? He was played by
he was Glenn. Roger Glenn, Scott Glenn, yeah.
Yeah. Which, not to be confused with that bloke who went to the moon but didn't get out the thing. John Glenn? Godspeed, John Glenn. Scott Glenn? Yeah, anyway. Not him. He pours him a whiskey. So I've added here drinking on the job to the list.
Yes, I checked out drinking on the job as well because they were drinking beers at one point as well, weren't they?
Oh yeah, he drinks beers to get him to come down, doesn't he?
So I thought it would have been a thing because it's America. You think everybody drinks, but apparently no one is allowed to drink while at work before, let alone while during work. Even if it's just 2 beers, your sort of judgment can be impaired. So yeah, you just cannot drink before you go to work and during work.
Man, I remember in the early 2000s being allowed when working at NTL to go and have a drink with your dinner at the pub across the road. Like it was in the policy, you could go and have a drink with your dinner. But we would just knock back 4 pints of Stella in an hour sometimes. Especially during the World Cup 2002. England played Argentina. We managed to get the whole first half. And I must have drunk 5 pints of Stella.
Jesus.
I was absolutely done for the rest of the day. 5 pints of Stella in an hour, in under an hour, because we had like an hour to get across the road and back.
That's craziness. I've done that before, but I know.
Different times.
Yeah, different times. It was of its time. It was of its time.
Yeah, exactly. This guy says he knows Hoyt, he recognises Hoyt, and he knows he played safety at North Hollywood High, which is really fucking creepy until you kind of go back through our episodes and realise we're learning a lot more about American high school sports.
Yeah. That's the big thing. Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a strong safety. They mentioned the strong safety is a player located on the strong side of the football field. The strong safety is generally bigger and stronger than the free safety and is used slightly more for running defense. Defense, not defense. Not the defense, but defense.
Jump defense.
Capital D, capital E. Another word, fence. Yeah, absolutely. He calls him a rookie. A rookie is slang for someone who is new at something or is a cadet.
Yep.
So this sent me down a little bit of a rabbit hole of looking at who the best rookies of any sport ever were. And the best ever rookie NFL season was a chap called Gale Sayers of the 1965 Chicago Bears. Shout out to my man, the fridge, the refrigerator. Perry, he was at the Bears, wasn't he? Do you remember? He was brilliant. Sayers scored 22 touchdowns, the most in a single season in league history at that point. His 2,272 yards also set a single-season record. His performance against the San Francisco 49ers, not nice, in December the 12th, 1965, is the single greatest game of any player in NFL history. He scored 6 touchdowns, 4 on the ground, 1 through the air, which you know looked gorgeous, and a punt return.
Jesus.
Mans was amazing.
He was flying. Follow the PCP.
I now want a Bears jersey with Sayers on the back, but I can't because I'm a Dolphins fan and it's just unacceptable.
Leo Sayers?
Yeah, I also want a big afro wig like Leo Sayers.
Or Bob Ross.
Big Jufro. When I need you. Anyway, moving on. They head out and Hoyt's, as you mentioned, drinking this beer whilst driving. Harris sees a girl getting raped, basically, jumps out the car and gets them off this girl. But boy, does he get fucked up.
Oh, yeah. It took a kicking. It really did. Yeah.
He then cuffs them. Hoyt sends the girl home. And this one guy, he's got him at gunpoint, makes him drop to the ground as if he's going to make him suck him off.
It says you want to go to the booty house, didn't he?
Yeah.
I looked that up, but it's the Urban Dictionary one, so I don't know if you want me to say it.
Yeah, go for it. We'll cut it if needs be.
No, the booty house is where rapists and molesters are sent to be tortured after being arrested and convicted of rape and molestation. Okay.
We're not into that, but, you know. Now, very important part here. He finds ID for the girl, like the wallet.
Yeah.
She's 14. Now, this actor, by the way, this actor playing this girl, 44 more fucking like.
I know. Even I was like, come on. Come on. Like, let's face it. I mean, there's like, you can get away with some things, but yeah, she was a lot older.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't want to put a 14-year-old actor, young 14-year-old actor through a scene like that. But come on. I ain't buying that.
Nah, near me. And near the day.
Yeah. We're back in the car. Hoyt thinks they should have booked the guys, but Harry says it's street justice.
Yeah.
They'll get killed.
Because he took his $60, didn't he?
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, he took $60, so I think he thought that he was just going to do a bunk with it, but I think he says, look, just put that in the glove compartment, we can use it later on, like a cash machine.
Yes, that's right.
ATM.
Yeah, Hoyt doing it. Harry says that my methods work. Getting them locked up is what needs to happen. And Harry says that Hoyt doing a chokehold on the suspect was doing what he had to do. So this guy's noting all this stuff down all the way through, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's in charge. He's kind of like, what's he trying to prove? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to suss out at the beginning. It does come together, but yeah, it's really hard to suss out what he's trying to do and how he's trying to do it.
They pull up to this character who they're going to ask questions of. Who was this, John?
It's Can somebody say, just eat? With no feet. Snoop Dogg.
Oh, Jesus. Send your dog, as he's known in the hood. Right, okay. I've got to put it out there, right? Everybody fucking loves Snoop Dogg, right? And I'm big fan of Snoop Dogg's music, I've got to be honest.
Yep.
Absolutely love Doggy Style. What an album that is, and what a position it is too for a band that's really fat.
That's good.
But specifically, right, that album was really important to me as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
This guy gets fucking everywhere, and it gets on my wick.
He really does, doesn't he? He's literally. I think this is the first time I'd actually seen him in anything. No, this was my first time seeing him on the big screen because as soon as I saw, I was like, "Oh, that's Snoop."
Yeah, look, Mans gets where Stank doesn't, right? You've got to keep that in check. But I've seen him in films. I've seen him in a few bits and pieces, but they're always kind of comedy. This is the first time I've seen him in anything serious. Mark, as this blue character, isn't he?
Yeah, because I expected him to be in some of the films like Boys in the Hood and all that sort of thing, but he's not in anything like that. So I don't really get where he got the whole hard. The impression it was really hard because at the end of the day, he's as skinny as a side of £5 note. So, I mean, it just blows my mind the fact that he's got this big, massive reputation, but he wasn't in any of the big films that came out towards the end of the 90s. You know what I mean?
No,
you know what I mean?
and now you've got me thinking. I really, really wish we'd watch Boys in the Hood, because Boys in the Hood makes me cry. And I know, listeners, everything makes me fucking cry. But Boys in the Hood is Boys in the Hood is fucking
that's
beautiful.
something else, isn't it? That's
It's such a great film. But
film.
It is what it is. Give us $20 of crack. Snoop tells him to fuck off.
You're narc, didn't he? Calls him a narc. You're a narc.
Narc. This guy's a narc. Who's a narc? Where's the narc?
Where is it? Have you seen it? So I looked up narc. So everybody knows what a narc is. So the word narc is slang shortened for narcotics agent, a federal agent or police officer who specialises in law dealings with illegal drugs. Narc is sometimes also used to mean police informant. So just so everybody knows what a narc is.
Okay, great. He chases him down, right? He's chasing him. Boy can move in this chair.
Oh,
and I'm calling bullshit on this because, as you say, Snoop's skinny, right?
Yeah.
And the arms, he does not have the arms for this.
No.
Right? I've met wheelchair athletes through work, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are built like shit houses.
Yeah. You've got to.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically been pulled along on a string, or they've sped it up.
Snoop.
And he chases him through this wig shop.
Yeah.
I expected Morty's wigs. Like Goodfellas. Where he jumps in the pool advertising, "Where's my money, Morty? Where's my money?
Where's my money?"
Brilliant. But no, it's this really annoyed Korean woman. She's really pissed off. They knock him out of his chair.
Yep.
And Hoyt shoves a pen down his throat, and he sicks up, quote unquote, 10 crack rocks.
Yep.
Hoyt threatens him with 30 years in prison, and he gives up the name Sandman.
Yeah, but he does it by he increases the jail time by popping guns at the clip, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
And I looked it up, and for the life of me, I could not find out if that was a thing.
Oh right, okay.
So I tried to look it up. But yeah, there's nothing to say that you get X amount of time for X amount of bullets fired from a magazine.
Yeah. They head to this Sandman's house with a fake warrant. Sandman isn't there, but the lady of the house is, John.
Oh my God, it's Macy Gray and she's brilliant.
She tries to walk away, but she can't. Yeah, Jesus.
Man.
She is. I think Macy Gray might be like this in reality.
Yeah.
Because I've seen her in a couple of things, and she plays like this in everything.
Yeah, she's so natural with it as well. I was quite surprised on that. Because at first I was like, that's a really crazy voice she's got. And I'm like, that is Macy Gray.
Yeah. I mean, she does kind of like crack fiend very well, doesn't she?
Yeah. And Spider-Man extra as well.
Of course, she's in that Spider-Man film. Jesus.
Singing away.
Does she not? Is she not another one that gets saved by?
Yeah, Peter Parker. Peter Parker. Yep. God,
Jesus
I forgot about
Christ. I wonder if she's still making music. I didn't look that up. I probably should have done.
Yeah,
if we end up on 98, I'll be all right with that. Did you see the nails, by the way?
Yeah, Jesus.
The nails, they were like fucking talons.
Talons, yeah. She was like a raptor, wasn't she?
Yeah. He's doing a search. He's doing this search, is Hoyt, and he takes something from the bedroom, but we don't see what.
Yeah.
Macy Gray asks for the warrant as they're leaving, and it's a Chinese takeaway menu.
Yeah.
And she screams that they've got her money, and these boys on the street
start popping caps, don't they?
They absolutely do, taking shots at the car.
Yep.
Hoyt unloads 2 clips on them, and they make a run for it.
Yeah.
Harris explains you're either a wolf or a sheep. Decide. What are you, John? Are you a wolf or a sheep?
I'd like to say I'm a sheep with wolf's clothing.
Okay. Firmly, mate. I'm going to put it out there now. Firmly. I live in Cumbria. I've got to be a sheep.
True.
There's no 2 ways about
it.
You know?
True.
We're all sheep here.
I was brought up in the hardest places around, but I've got to put on this persona that I'm a hard man, but inside I'm just I'm not really.
Oh, we all sell sheep round here, don't we?
Oh, and ducks. To obtain a warrant, do you know how to obtain a warrant?
I don't, John, and I'm looking forward to hearing.
Well, law enforcement officers must show that there is probable cause to believe a search warrant is justified. Officers must support this shown with sworn statements or affidavits and must describe in pretty much in detail what they're looking to get out and what they're looking to seize. So they must be sure that there's stuff in there for the judge to sign off on it.
Okay.
Which is a bit weird considering how do you know what's in there unless you've got a narc to tell you what's in there? So it's like a vicious circle, isn't it?
A vicious circle of narcs.
I think you're allowed to go in. I don't know if it was just the UK, but you don't need to let a police officer in your house if they ask you. If you don't give permission, they're not allowed to come in. The only time they're allowed to come in is if they know that there's a known criminal in the house.
I think you're mixing police officers up with vampires, John. I'll be honest.
I've seen Lost Boys. I don't invite anybody in anymore.
So they head to this place. They head to this little area, don't they? Which I was absolutely certain was Grove Street from Grand Theft Auto 3.
Just a bit more heavily fortified.
Oh, shit. Here we go again. CJ, get the damn train. These gangs do something called flipping pigeons.
Yeah.
Now, I've never seen this before. Did you find anything on flipping pigeons?
Everything I'm looking up seems to be coming from Urban Dictionary. So, flipping pigeons, a form of bird calling that warns gangs that the police are in the area, causes them to flock in the air, invisible for miles around.
Mm-hmm. Correct, yeah. Not to be confused with the Sponge song, Kicking Pigeons, which is a personal favourite of mine. Shout out to any fans of Ska that might be listening. I know we've got a couple.
Not to be confused with flipping birds as well.
So Harris is known by everyone, and everybody likes him. He's done a lot for the community. And they go and see his girlfriend, his bird, his side piece. Yeah. Who was this, John?
Eva Mendes, honest to God.
And
this as well. Oh, full frontal as well. Can you believe it? Happy times. No, I'm not objectifying women here, but my God, she is absolutely stunning, isn't she?
Do you know what? 100 Things We Learned from Film became a hardcore perving podcast. So gradually, we didn't even notice.
Next week, we'll be watching Confessions of a Window Cleaner.
I'll get all the birds on my bass. Oh, Jesus. She's great. Where has she gone? Where's Eva Mendes?
Ever since she's been with that Ryan Gosling, I've not seen her anywhere.
He's all right, and he's a good actor.
Oh no, it comes across a good guy. So maybe she just doesn't need the money. But yeah, I've not seen her in anything.
Maybe they're just having bairns. Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it. And I think after what's his name, Snitch or Switch or whatever his name was, Will Smith, done that.
Oh, Twitch? No, not Twitch. That's the online thing. The Golden Snitch? Where are we going with this?
Where are we going with that? But I think that was probably the last thing. Hitch, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I've seen her in properly. She was in something called Beyond the Pines, which is maybe really good.
Oh, that's a Gosling. That's a Gosling film. No, it's not as good as you think it is.
I've not seen it all the way through. Only seen it to the first part, but apparently it's like two different films. But I'll
it is. Yeah, it's like it's the story of one character and then it's the story of another character. The guy is
Bradley Cooper. Isn't it?
Bradley Cooper. Yeah. Cool. He's good in everything, isn't he? He's good in everything.
Dick.
Yeah, he's a handsome bastard. She brings Hoyt some. She says, "Oh, this is El Salvadorian food."
Yeah, I was quite.
And I was like, El Salvadorian food. I'm into that. Knowing that I've been to Cuba and the food's not great, but we'll go for the El Salvadorian food.
Yeah. Considering she's from Miami, she was born in Miami.
Yeah.
But obviously she has of Cuban descent, though.
So, El Salvadorian cuisine, pupas is stuffed tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to go badly. I'm really sorry.
Oh, you're going to... It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? It's a bit of a mouthful.
Sopa de mondongo is tripe soup. I'm in for tripe soup.
You sopa mad mondongo.
Sopa de pata, cowfoot soup.
What?
Sopa de res, beef soup. Gallo en chincha, rooster soup. Sopa de gallina India, wild chicken soup. Sopa de pescado, fish soup. Morata frita is what you had tonight, fried fish.
Oh.
There you go. That's. I mean, it all sounds terribly bland, but I'm sure it isn't.
No, they make it amazing. They will make it absolutely amazing.
It does sound like, and I don't mean this to sound unkind because I grew up during the miners' strike, so it does sound like poor people's food,
mm-hmm.
And knowing the history of El Salvador, like I do, not great at all for them.
Yeah.
So there's time lapse, and she's got this kid. This kid's cute, isn't he? And
but is the worst sleep actor ever?
That's what Rachel said. She's like, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
Looked as if he was taking a fit. They were moving that much.
It did a little bit. Harris wakes him up, meet in 15 minutes, and they head to this posh restaurant, and they meet these captains and detectives.
Yeah.
He tells this brilliant story of this prisoner packing his arsehole with peanut butter and eating it in front of the judge and getting insanity.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was a brilliant story as well.
That's on my list. That is on my list of things I will do if I ever get tried.
Pack in the sun, Pat, big man. Pack in the sun, Pat.
But he sends Hoyt away and he says, "Oh, go and eat your baseball steak." And I was like, "Never heard of a baseball steak."
No.
It's a centre cut of beef taken from the top sirloin cap steak. Baseball steaks differ from sirloin steaks in that the bone and the tenderloin and bottom round muscles have been removed. The cut is taken from biceps and femosis. It's basically a centre cut of top sirloin steak.
God, that'd be tough, would it not? Through the muscle.
It sounds it. It sounds like a cheap cut, but maybe it isn't in this place.
Yeah. Well, it's a fancy restaurant, isn't it? It's got Tom Berenger in it, so it must be fancy.
It has got Tom Berenger in it. Last thing you saw Tom Berenger
in? Inception.
Good shout. I mean, I'm sure he does a lot of these kind of straight to fucking video on demand things. But yeah.
But he'll always be a substitute to me.
By the way, I only watched that for the first time in lockdown, just before we started this podcast. That's a fucking great movie.
It's alright, isn't it? It's worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch. Very underrated.
That's your man that got J-Lo up the duff, innit?
Aye. It's his face. Aye, it's a cracking movie. I enjoyed it.
So they're talking about Harris has had this bad weekend in Vegas. We don't really know what's happened.
Yeah.
But Harris has took this money from Macy Gray and he puts it in the captain's car to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently $40,000. So I think I think they're making him pay for arrest warrants, from what I can judge.
Yes, because after this, he starts pulling at warrants left, right, centre, doesn't he? Yeah, definitely.
So they meet this gang of guys that work for him, including Dre, by the way.
Yeah.
And this guy that looks like, I don't know, some sort of wrestler. Hey, man, I got a toothpick in my mouth, man.
Yeah, but also, put the bunny in the box. Connie?
It is put the bunny in the box, Connie. And it took Rachel a little while to figure it out. But one of these characters, and it could be the same person we're talking about, one of these characters is the guy that is Zed from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Zed's dead, baby.
Zed's dead, baby. He's Zed.
So is he's
skinny boy.
He's in Usual Suspects as well. He's the contact to meet, and he turns out to be an absolute dick.
It's been so long since I've seen Usual Suspects.
Yeah, but he's in a few things. He's in The Mask as well. He's the bad man.
He is the bad guy in The Mask.
Yeah, he gets everywhere. He's like the Baldwins. He gets everywhere.
Okay, what order would you put the Baldwins in, John?
Oh,
you've done it in best, like worst to best.
Well, best shot, I'd say, was Alec.
Well, all these 6-month-old gags. Who were they for? Are you liking these, listeners?
Alec's definitely top.
Alec's number one.
Only because he's in so many great things that I remember.
And they suckle on his nipples, don't they?
Well, the younger one that was in Sliver and
Billy Baldwin, is he the worst?
No, Stephen Baldwin might be the worst.
Stephen Baldwin's the worst. Who's the one out of the Space Cowboys TV show, Serenity? Out of Firefly.
Oh!
He's got to be the second best one.
Aye, yeah, no, I'll give you that. Yeah, he's good. I can't remember the bloody name though.
Can we add not knowing what anything is called to not knowing what
the
Baldwin is called? Can we add that to it?
That could be a subsection.
Yeah, one of them was Barney Rubble in the second.
Yes, so he was.
He's the awful one, isn't he?
He's a bad one.
By the way, I'm just going to.
He was in The Usual Suspect as well.
He is, yeah. I'm going to put this out there, and this is a very, very unpopular viewpoint. The casting on that second Flintstones film is better than the casting on the original Flintstones film.
Aye, no, I'll give you
I
that.
think Mark Addy is a miles better Fred Flintstone than John Goodman, and I love John Goodman in everything.
Yeah.
But Mark Addy just gets the voice, he gets the character, he's shorter, he's about I
like Rick Moranis, but I just felt as if it was wasted in that.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty much the John Goodman show, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It should be the Fred show, absolutely should be. But yeah, Mark Addy better. Although the bad guy wasn't
as bad as
Agent Cooper. Agent Cooper was the bad guy in the first one, wasn't he?
Kyle MacLachlan?
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
Wasn't shagging anybody in a pool or a tar pit, I don't know. So this crew of his, which obviously includes your man Dre. Andre Ramel Young.
Don't forget about Dre.
I had. Also, just keep in mind that your man Wycliffe Jean's going to be gone till November. Don't forget that either. That's important. He is dubbed hip hop's first billionaire. Divorce papers filed in LA's Superior Court in November 18 placed his net worth at $458.2 million, with $182 million of that sum in cash, $6 million in stocks, $296 million in property and assets, including intellectual property.
Right, okay, well.
But you know that's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's tied up in drugs and guns, man.
Steady.
Well, according to the film, it should be, because that's around to there's the drugs and the guns.
It's tied up in the fucking Beats headphones that every cunt and his dog's got. Oh, hang on a second. Here I am.
Oh, it is.
Displaying my Beats headphones like a wanker.
He is beaten off like the rest of them.
Never when you're awake, John. You only ever do it when you're asleep. And you're right. They're storming this house, and this is your man Roger's house.
Yeah, that's what I was back to.
They have all the guns on him, and they explain that they're here for his money, right? Now, this was some serious work, because he'd mentioned at the beginning he was really close to going to, I think, the Philippines or somewhere to get his banana ketchup.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? He says that.
He was on his way.
They chainsaw and dig through this kitchen floor like no man's business. I mean, they go like 3 or 4 foot down.
Yeah, go for it.
And they excavate this huge cache of cash.
No, see what he did there.
Yeah, $4 million he does worth. Harris explains it's only $3 million because there's $1 million between them.
Mm-hmm.
They pull the blinds, and he instructs Hoyt to shoot Roger. He won't do it.
Yeah.
So Harris does it, and then shoots the team member in the chest.
Shoots, Con Airman.
His character,
Con Airman, yeah. That's
and Jeff is Zed. It's the same character, same person.
Oh, is it?
Jeff is Zed. Yeah.
Oh,
Jeff
right. Sorry, it's not Con Air person then. Yeah.
No,
because he was wearing a beanie hat, wasn't he? That's right.
Yes, and but he shoots him he shoots him basically in the Kevlar, doesn't he? So
it's
not an issue. It's not an issue.
Yeah.
They have this big Mexican standoff when Hoyt pulls a gun on Harris, and he says, "Look, give me 18 months, and I will give you a career." And you're kind of like, you make a really like. I get it. You're not right. You're a bad un, but
the things they can teach him on the streets, yeah.
Harris explains that they can prove Hoyt's high on PCP, and that he shot the guy in.
Yeah, it's your word against ours.
Yeah, but he won't if he puts the gun down.
Yep.
Drops the gun, punches Dre for fucking.
Oh
no
yeah,
reason.
he really did, didn't he?
I'm like, I reckon Dre can take a fucking punch. Like, I have very little doubt about that. Storms out.
I took a whack there, didn't he? It was a cracking punch as well.
Absolutely. Shotgun to the stomach, John. The mortality rate from abdominal gunshot wounds remains high due to the high velocity penetrating abdominal trauma. Potential shock from damage to organs and vascular extraversion. Mostly, the overall mortality is due to the injury in the first 24 hours.
Right. Okay. So if you're not seen it well before that, you're dead.
Absolutely. They're back in the car.
Back in the Rover.
Yeah.
Oh, Rover. That was something I looked up. I didn't realise this. So see at one point, he pulls out a radio and he turns around and says to him, "Stay off the Rover." Do you remember that? So I thought it just meant it was slang for radio. It doesn't. It means remote out of vehicle emergency radio.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it actually meant something.
We weren't expecting that.
You weren't they? Blammo!
He says, "It behooves you to not dick around." And I was like, that's a made-up word. That's bullshit. Behooves is a duty or responsibility for someone to do something. It's not a made-up word. It turns out, as they're driving, Roger was a drug dealer, biggest major violator in LA, he says.
Yeah.
Harris explains he can give him the keys for what is called a higher path. He can make the changes, but only from the inside doing what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And at this very point, and this is another one I've had on pretty much near repeat for the past week, because I forgot how much I loved it, because I'd forgot it existed, and I hate myself for it. Rock Superstar by Cypress Hill.
Oh, God. That's
Man,
a tune,
I
isn't it?
loved Cypress Hill as
That's
a
a tune.
teenager. Yeah. Rock Superstar is the second single from their fifth studio album, Skull and Bones, which is an alright album. Originally released as a double A-side with its rap counterpart, Rap Superstar, which actually I prefer more than Rock Superstar.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I prefer Rap Superstar. And I
Right.
think it might be Eminem in Rap Superstar. You know, the kind of the voiceover there.
Oh, yes,
I think
it
it's
is.
Eminem,
Yeah.
February 29th, 2000 in the UK. Charted in the US Billboard Alternative Songs, 18. Sweden, 50. And the UK Singles Chart, 13.
What?
Spent 11 weeks on the chart. That's fucking something else.
No.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that particular piece of music.
One of your faves, right up there with Agadoo.
It's up there with We're Having a Gangbang.
Or whatever Black Lace is singing at the time.
Paper Lace, I'll have you know, they're a Nottingham band. Anyway, moving on. They're one of only 3 Nottingham bands. So they head to this house through the biggest fucking gang of lads to deliver money to Cliff, right?
It looked like one of the houses in Fast and Furious, didn't it? With all the family sitting around about.
You could see that they were there for the family.
Yeah.
Family was the most important thing to them.
God, yeah.
This Cliff Curtis guy looked like Chopper.
He did, didn't he?
And do you know what? The actor's from New Zealand.
Yeah, he's in loads.
It's so noticeable.
I've seen it, and the first thing I seen him in, it was a load of them in it. Is it We Are Warriors with the
I knew you were going to mention We Are Warriors. Tamura Morrison. I mean, look, on the back of the Boba Fett stuff, and I know people haven't liked the Boba Fett thing, but as Ian and I have said, every week that we've recorded on Cult Connections, the Book of Boba Fett, it's new Star Wars. Just fucking enjoy having new Star Wars. When we were kids, we were desperate for new Star Wars.
And now we've got it, we're moaning about it.
And now we've got it, we're fucking beefing about it.
Yeah,
but that last episode of Book of Boba Fett, I watched it last night and I lay awake for about 20 minutes thinking, oh, man, that was so good. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I wish I had a rancor.
No, me as well. But I liked the episode before. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I liked the last episode. I liked it. I liked Boba Fett. Tamura Morrison as a delight. He should be in everything.
Yeah,
I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, We Are Warriors. There's a lot of good talent came out of that.
We Are Warriors is another one I've got to go back to. I loved that as a teenager. So Hoyt sits down to play cards, gets up to leave, and sees that Harris's car's gone. This character, Smiley, he explains that in Vegas, Harris had murdered a Russian, so he's got $1 million to pay, or he's dead.
By 12 o'clock.
By 12.
Yeah.
Harris tries to escape. They tie him up, throw him in the bath. They take his wallet and they find out that he's actually got this girl's school ID in that he'd saved earlier on.
Yeah, that's lucky.
What's
man.
the chances?
I know.
It's Smiley's cousin.
Jesus.
Explains that he saved her from being raped. Smiley rings the cousin, explaining what happened, and she's like, No, not at all. No, I was at school.
And he's like, oh, he's sweating. He's gonna die.
And then she says, oh, yeah, these kind of guys tried to rape me, and this white guy saved me.
What does he look like? That weedy guy.
Yeah, just a white weedy guy, yeah. Lift him out of the bath and apologise. This shit is just business, which I was into. I liked that.
Yeah.
Hoyt gets the bus because there's no car.
Yeah.
Back to Grove Street. So he gets to Grove Street and walks through all these people. And at the house, did you recognise this very, very young actor who we know, who hasn't aged a fucking day, by the way?
I know he's crazy. He's crazy young, and it's a muscular Denzel Washington, wasn't it? Nah, we'll get it. It was Terry Crews.
It was, and I miss you, and I need you.
Oh,
yeah. Still never seen that, by the way. I know that particular clip. But I've never seen White Girls. Yeah, I don't know if it's for me.
Nah, it's like an acquired taste.
Absolutely ageless. Goes into Eva Mendes' house and tells the kid to hide in the closet like fucking E.T. Bursts in, threatens Harris, drop the guns and the money. He says it's not what you know, but what you can prove, which is a really good line. Harris pulls a shotgun on Hoyt, who saves the little boy and Eva, and then escapes through the window onto the roof. There's pigeon lofts up on this roof.
Yeah, I noticed that.
The Producers musical.
Yeah.
Hoyt chases Harris over the roof. They wrestle. Hoyt gets a kick in and gets thrown through this window.
Yeah.
Harris leaves him for dead and heads back to the car. And he's really fucking, really done for, isn't he? Like, he's knackered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hoyt drops onto the hood of the car and drives around with him on the hood. Crashes the car. Hoyt drags him out of the car and pulls a gun on him. None of the gang members are going to help at all by shooting Hoyt when he's expecting. And he says, you've got to put your own work in here.
Yeah. As in do your own work.
That's right, yeah. He reaches down to get the gun, and Hoyt shoots him in the ass. And all I could think was, they call it the $1 million wound, but I never saw any of that money. The government must have kept that money. This gang member pulls a gun on Harris.
Yeah.
Bounce Jake, we've got your back. He's called Jake Hoyt. Bounce Jake, we've got your back. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And I absolutely loved the line, you'll be playing basketball in Pelican Bay. I run shit here. You just live here. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Yeah, improvised.
It's always good. Completely improvised. I would have preferred it if he'd said, Donkey Kong ain't got shit on me. And then Hoyt a few barrels at people. Would have been a bit better. Next scene, Hoyt pulls up at the lights and basically gets... boy, does he get fucking blown... Oh, Harris, sorry. Boy, does he get blown away by these characters.
Yeah, but he gets out the car, doesn't he? And I think he tries to hold up keys to try and defend himself, which is quite weird. But
they're real kind of Russian assault rifles.
Yeah.
And he's bouncing everywhere. It's a proper comedy death. It looks
really
like
is.
something out of... Yeah, it's... and I was kind of like...
It looks like Eric Draven's death in The Crow, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, yeah. Hoyt gets home to the news report, the death of Harris, and that's the end of the film. And I would argue it's really fucking boring.
It's. I think it's one of those ones that in your head you think it's 10 times better than it actually is. But after watching it, I'm thinking there's a few good bits in it, but it's not got the impact it did when it first came out.
My argument is that there's better that's come before it, and there's better that's come since. But at that time, and the place we were in kind of 2000, 2001, 2002, there wasn't anything else. I mean, 100% you've got to look at what it was up against. It was up against
there was
A Beautiful
nothing.
Mind. A Beautiful Mind's fucking stupid.
It's boring as shit as well.
It was up against Gosford Park, which Gosford Park's a very good film, but it was up against Moulin fucking Rouge.
I know.
Why did Moulin Rouge... I mean, I know musicals get nominated. I know they do, right? Sean Penn, I Am Sam. Have we really come on so far, so far in 22 years that was accepted? I don't think that was ever acceptable.
No, Dustin Hoffman did it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, but I was having this conversation with somebody recently. The Dustin Hoffman thing is respectful. The Dustin Hoffman spent time with a person with mental health issues. Anyway, look, I'm not getting into.
Let's not do this.
I'm not doing it. What else have you got, John? Because I'm sure I've missed loads of it.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the gun run.
All right, yeah, nice one.
So handguns, we're looking at Smith & Wesson 4506. There was two types of Beretta. There was a Beretta 92FS and a Beretta 92FS Inox, but it didn't tell me what the difference they are. There was a Glock 19. There was a Glock 17. These are all handguns, by the way. There was a Colt M1911A1, and there was a Smith & Wesson Model 66 snub-nose, which we've heard of before.
Last time England had a team, yeah.
Some machines were looking at MP5, fan favourite.
Oh, you know the MP5. Listeners, you all know the fucking MP5.
This has come back again. So shotguns, we're looking at a Mossberg 500 Cruiser. We've heard of the Mossberg 500 before.
Okay.
There was a Remington 870 and there was a Remington 878 field gun. And rifles, we're looking at an AK MSU.
Okay, nice one.
There was somebody mentioned something about an SIS department. So when they were talking about what they're going to do once they get their money, one of them mentioned he was going to go to this SIS department. So the SIS is the Special Investigations Section, an elite tactical detective squad with a straightforward mandate: track down the city's most dangerous offenders and take them off the streets. SIS is possibly the hardest working detectives to ever wear the badge.
So they claim. Is that like AC-14 or whatever they're called?
No, it's like
They're like fucking
stars.
grassing. Stars. AC-13. All right, mate. Hey up, mate. All right, mate. Hey up, mate. AC-13, mate. Oh, what's going on, mate?
AC-12. So that's what I've got done.
Okay. Sweet Mother Mary and the baby Jesus.
and the little donkey.
And the little donkey. Van Owen Street. They're driving down Van Owen Street at one point. I found a 2-bedroom apartment on Van Owen Plaza, $1,475 per calendar month, as we say in the industry. It runs from North Hollywood, Van Nuys, which I'm told is not a great area. Thank you very much, Pat at Vintage Video Podcast, who I bow down to on my knowledge that the man is a fucking hero of knowledge in this industry. Winnetka, to the foot of the West Hills, none of which are in GTA 5. Codex, there's a codex mentioned at one point. A codex is a message announced over a hospital's public address system alerting the personnel of a psychiatric emergency.
Right.
12th grade was mentioned. One of the kids was in 12th grade. That's a senior, 17 to 18. That's the drug dealer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that 12th grade.
Somebody called somebody the Zigzag Man, and I missed it, and I couldn't figure it out who it was in the film, but I'd made a note, Zigzag Man, as I watched it. You know who it is? He's the Rolly Papers guy. You know, the guy that looks a little bit kind of Northern African. The Zouave soldier portrayed on the front of Zigzag Fag Papers.
Ah, right, okay.
You know what I mean? Colloquially known as the Zigzag Man. The choice of a member of this French North African regiment as a zigzag icon originates from a folk story about an incident at the Battle of Sevastopol, which I think is that ship that the alien attacks in that Alien game that we both loved. When the soldier's clay pipe was destroyed by a bullet, he attempted to roll his tobacco using a piece of paper torn from a musket cartridge. Allegedly. And that's where fag papers came from.
That sounds like something for bloody, what's it called, National Treasure, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, doesn't it? At some point, somebody mentions Betty Boop, and I couldn't remember why. Again, I couldn't put this where I needed it to be. Betty Boop made her first appearance in the cartoon Dizzy Dishes, released August the 9th, 1930.
I mean that.
You were 20. The most famous voice of Betty Boop was Mae Questrel, who also played Olive Oil in the early Popeye cartoons. John, you know Mae Questrel because she's the aunt that wraps her cat as a gift in Christmas Vacation.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
You know what I mean? And as soon as she opens her mouth every Christmas, I'm like, that's fucking Betty Boop, man. Every Christmas. I'm like, brilliant.
Was she in Beetlejuice as well?
No, you're mixing her up with...
Oh, with the throat, with the smoke coming out?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely 100% not her. Mm-hmm. And I'm letting myself down by not knowing who it is. Heisler beer. They're drinking Heisler beer. Heisler is TV's favourite fake beer, John.
Well, I thought it was
Bud
blue,
Light
blue
fake beer.
Blue Ribbon?
Pabst Blue Ribbon. No, that's a real beer. It's one of 40 different custom fake beer labels made by Studio Graphics, the in-house graphics team at Hollywood Prop House. Independent studio services. And they've created loads of them in the last 40 years. At some point, somebody calls one of the characters a chingo, which is Central American for a shit.
Right.
They drive past Macarthur Park. Macarthur Park, famous, of course, for the song about the cake in the rain. You know the one. Originally, it was called the Westlake Park. It's a park dating back to the late 19th century in the Westlake neighborhood of Los Angeles. In the early 40s, it was renamed after General Douglas MacArthur and later designated City of Los Angeles Historic Cultural Monument number 100. The lake in Macarthur Park is fed by natural springs, although an artificial bottom to the lake was laid during the construction of the Red Line tube, opened in 1993. In the past, a fountain with a reflecting pool in the north end was also fed by the springs. The Westlake / Macarthur Park B-Line station on the Red Line is across the streets. Terry Crews, of course, this was his first film.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he's also in Malibu's Most Wanted. where Jamie Kennedy quotes the same King Kong speech. I won't be rushing out to watch that.
No thanks. No way, Jamie Kennedy.
Which surely suggests that Terry Crews was inspired by Terry Crews to be a gangster. I don't know. By the way, that Idiocracy film is a future episode with a future
you mentioned that you want to do it, don't you?
Brondo, it's what plants crave. There's American Pit Bull Terriers throughout this. It's a dog breed recognised by the United Kennel Club and the American Dog Breeders Association, but not the American Kennel Club. 12 countries in Europe, as well as Australia, Canada, some parts of the States, Ecuador, Malaysia, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Singapore, and Venezuela have enacted some form of breed-specific legislation on pit bull-type dogs, including American Pit Bull Terriers, ranging from outright bans to restrictions and conditions on ownership. Several states in Australia place restrictions on breed, including mandatory sterilisation. It is banned in the United Kingdom because it always rips fucking kids apart.
Yeah, they really do.
And in Ontario, in Canada. Many of the restrictions from the US in recent years have been reappealed. It's probably a fucking Trump thing, that. I couldn't find that. Alonzo says to Jake Hoyt at one point, do you know what a gas chamber smells like? It smells like pine oil.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Right. No idea. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you if that's true or not. Nobody can tell you. Because people that go in gas chambers are dead.
Yeah, they generally look for it.
Yeah, he mentions Pelican State Prison. You're going to end up in Pelican Bay State Prison. It's the only Supermax facility in the state of California. Knows how to party.
Yep.
The prison is located in Del Norte County, California, and takes its name from a shallow bay on the Pacific coast, which is 2 miles to the west. I'm almost there, John. Almost there. David Ayer. The screenplays include Training Day, The Fast and the Furious. That's why. SWAT. These all have a very similar feel.
Yeah.
He directed Harsh Times, Street Kings, End of Watch, which is the cop movie.
Oh, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal and that cool guy.
Yeah.
The talkie guy for the Ant movie.
Yeah. Jesus, I can't believe I forgot his name. 2016, he directed that Suicide Squad film that everyone except my wife hates.
Oh, yeah. But they want to bring out a director's cut of that, don't they, though?
No, we don't need it. That new Suicide Squad film was quite good. I quite enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. He also did Bright. Do you remember that? That was the Netflix film about fairies and shit. Yeah, Will Smith and the big guy. Yeah, it was very much. I thought that was quite like
Enemy Mine.
Yes, it was like Enemy Mine. But I was going to say it was like Alien Nation.
Alien Nation. That's it.
Alien Nation.
Yeah. No, I totally get where you're coming from with that one. Yeah.
Finally, John. Average 911 responses in LA. Right. Here are 10 major US cities and their average response time ranked best to worst. Right. Can you? I really could do with some Top of the Pops music here.
Yeah. I was going to go for bloody Bullseye. In 10.
Addition number 10. It's a new entry. It's Denver at 13 minutes.
In 9.
Detroit 12 minutes.
In 8.
Houston 10 minutes.
In 7.
Atlanta 9.5 minutes.
In 6.
Because he's killed all the homeless people, it's New York City, 9.1 minutes.
In 5.
Our good friend Josh's home city, Miami, 8 minutes.
In at number 4.
There's only steers come from this place, it's Dallas.
And a non-mover at 3.
That's very good. It's the home of the world's shittest coffee, Seattle.
And for the third week at number 2...
This is so good, I can't help laughing. It's nobody's San Andreas fault. It's Los Angeles.
And top of the flops at number 1.
Sweet home Chicago.
So nice they named it once.
So if nobody else gets a fucking kick out of that, we certainly have.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's me officially out. I'll figure that out in the edit.
Oh, that was good.
Right, John, as I top them up, do you want to do some figuring out and guessing?
Are we doing it per gun? Are you giving me per gun?
Yeah, I think I did per type of gun. Right. So I think I gave you the rifles, the shotguns, the pistols, and the handhelds.
Cool. Only one Glock and one Beretta. Quite right.
Yeah.
I'd have done the same. So I'm thinking 89.
Up.
103.
Oh, a smidgen up, John.
105.
Spot on. 105.
Yeah!
That's all right. Didn't see that coming, especially because I found it really dull.
It was tough. There was a fair few American references and places in there. A fair few police terms that I didn't know. But no, it had its facts. It was going in the right direction.
Absolutely. Of course, you can find us on the Twitters at 100 Things Pod. You'll find us on Instagram, Facebook, and on the Tickety Talks at 100 Things Film. Rate and review us if you can, but most of all, tell your pals to listen. That would be really nice. I feel like I might have almost battered John down into getting a Twitter. I'm not sure, but
it's in the post.
Once I have, if you follow us on Twitter, I will never stop tagging him in shit. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Do you want to say goodbye to our favourite people after 2 weeks of them wishing you nothing?
Oh, guys, look, thank you so much. I've seen all the messages. I'm going to get on the Twitter, to be honest, because the amount of affection flying about on the old Twitterverse was absolutely unbelievable. So I do apologise for being an old man, but I'm back to 100%, and normal service has resumed. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed they hate you as much as they hate me when you're on Twitter. So that's fine. English cunt.
You rub everybody up the wrong way, though.
Oh, chance would be a fine thing. Yeah, so thanks, mate. I am so glad to be back doing this. Next week, we're going to the courtroom. We're going to be talking about the Utes.
Utes.
The Utes. And we're going to be learning all about how to defend your cousin. And my cousin Vinny.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something Australian, like Will Creek or something like that. With it. Get in the Ute.
Get in the Ute so I can fucking murder you prick. My cousin Vinny, again, another film which probably most people won't be covering in their Oscar-worthy films, but fuck it, let's just do what we want. It's our podcast. We'll do what we want.
Yeah,
it's a great film, and I was going to say I miss Joe Pesci a lot, but then he came back for The Irishman. I'm not watching that again.
Nah, that's too much. No.
Fuck you, 3 hours.
Yeah.
But
you missed the Karate Kid though, Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, I did miss Ralph Macchio. Can't wait to talk about him waxing on and waxing off.
Yeah.
But until next week. He's been John, I've been Planty, and this has been 105 things we inexplicably learned from training day. Donkey Kong ain't got shit on John.
See ya.
Ta-ra.